Hello everybody and welcome back to Imperator, where we are dropping our aggressive expansion here and doing some city investment. Now down here is too disloyal, so we can't do that, but we can work up over in this direction, which seems absolutely fine. We will need some gold to do that, of course. We produce incense here, huh? I'm probably going to make that be a slave city. I feel like we've built a lot of research cities recently, and we probably don't need quite as many as we've built. So for now, let's put in a foundry here, and let's put in a singular mill for the moment, and that'll be absolutely fine. We are definitely seeing a fair amount of construction finishing up, but we're going to be idle here for a while. We're at 34.67, and that is definitely going to need to be reduced. No doubt about that. As of right now, I'm a little concerned still about this situation out over here with India coming in this direction and getting borders with us here. I would prefer to avoid that, but for the time being, I don't see a good way to go about avoiding that, because getting these guys as our vassal would be kind of complicated right now. No doubt about that. So for now, we're just going to hope that they're fine. That's the mission for the moment. But we do need to get some slave traders and taverns here, so we'll do that, and then a forum. Excellent. Now, up here, we also produce incense. Okay, we've already got a tavern here. I'm, once again, for the same reason as before, going to make this be slaves. So that is absolutely fine. Mills will come through eventually, as soon as we get the money. We are going to be through this initial pass, though, quite soon. There's not that many more cities. We went through all of these previously, right? There's this down here, but this is currently disloyal. So there's that problem. And then there's these up here. Yeah, and we did this. Did we get this one? No, we didn't. And in fact, we still need a tavern here, apparently. Okay, so national tax plus 10%. Yes, please. Thank you very much. That will be phenomenal. So we do need to get this done. We've currently got a great temple and a grand theater here. I think both are great. We've got a forum here as it is, and a noble district. We'll get rid of that noble district. And let's put in a foundry. Let's put in a trio of mills. And then the next would be three slave traders, and that will max us out here. We're not going to be able to max out the taverns just yet, but we'll get there. Okay. So let's get that completed. There we go. No issue there. And then we'll come back down over here where we were working previously. So we will need to put in an additional mill here, and we'll just need to wait on gold. Cool. A lot of these up over here we have already worked on, like this one, but not this one. Okay. We are in a war against Alexandria Caucasow. I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure where that is. Okay, where is this? That is our capital. That is not helpful. I'm assuming this is somewhere up over here? Independence. Oh, this will be in one of our vassals then. Okay, where are you? Out here. Presumably you're Garen. Okay. We'll have a really hard time getting to you. What do we suppose the odds are that we can travel through Siracine? Minus 25. Well, I'm going to definitely improve opinion of them. What about these guys? Minus 33. I'm going to improve opinion with them as well. We may as well do that. Okay. So that is fine for the moment, and we are going to have our diplomats en route for a little while. So the other way that we could... No, there are no other ways that we could get to this. There's only the one way, or two ways. We could go through India, or we could go through Siracine. No other option. I didn't even realize this territory existed. We might end up letting it go if we can't get there. So I'm going to have these guys undrill. What happens if I order them to walk out here? Yeah, we can't find a path. That is not shocking at all. Let's head out to about here for now. And in the meantime, let's pop back over this direction and grab ourselves a couple of slave traders. There we go. Cool. And then we can fill that out with a forum. Okay, so there's that done. We'll now be heading into like this state over here and then up here, cleaning up all of this area, heading out over here. Not too much left to be done there. Okay, so I would very much like to find a way through here. Gara doesn't have a way through either. Yeah. Okay, so they have 24 reasons to not give us military access. And that's understood. And then these guys down here, they have 34 reasons not to. Now, of those, competing power is the by far highest reason. That's not good for us, because that means that we don't really have a good way to get rid of that. That negative opinion malice is not that significant, actually. They wouldn't take a guarantee from us either. Although I would be interested in guaranteeing. 55 of those reasons are opinion. We might be able to swing that around. So I'm going to send them a gift. This is going to cost us 100 gold. That's not that big of a deal. That'll boost their opinion somewhat. That aggressive expansion is still rough. No doubt about that. Okay, so we can put in this guy. That'll be fine. Again, if we lose this, that's not that big of a deal. I didn't realize we had it to begin with. So it is fine. For now, I'm going to come out over this direction, and I definitely want to build here, but we can't. I would like to build down over this way then. Honey? Sure. Okay, so we'll get some constructions going there. That seems fine. You know what? We could just hire these mercs. Which is exactly what we're going to do. We're going to hire the mercs, and we're going to have these guys head back over to here. Beautiful. There are mercs located inside of this territory, which means that we can just walk straight on up with mercenaries and deal with it that way. It's not ideal, but it'll work. Eventually, our mercs will show up here. We're actually winning that, despite the fact that the game thought that we were going to lose it. Okay, that was a crushing victory. I'm very glad to see that. And we're going to want to walk all the way up over here. We're going to exit unit reorg eventually when we exit our territory. But for now, I'm content just making slow and steady progress and bringing our morale up. Okay. So that seems phenomenal. Let's then head in over here, and we want to build a pair of slave traders and a trio of taverns. That'll max out that. Excellent. Now, here we produce wine. Sure. So no court of law. I don't think we need a port here either. No library. And let's just go on this. Excellent. So we're out of money for the moment, and that's fine. We have pops dying down here due to lack of food. We could definitely move out of this province with our legion. So we're going to do that for now. Okay, so that's positive in food now. Looks good. That was unit reorg. No, I want them on drill. There we go. And you will be on drill too. Cool. So we'll allow Judea to build up its food for a while. And as you can see here, we automatically exited unit reorg when we left that territory, so that looks good. Honestly, Gara might have had this under control. I'm not sure if they have enough to siege here. Regardless, it's a small expenditure, so we will definitely help them out with that. Okay, so back down over here, we want to put in a tavern, and then we're going to want 3 forums, and then 2 freeman districts is what we're going to want there. Then we've got this location, which is not well set up at all. I will ditch the fort, ditch the port, no library, no academy, no freeman. The freeman district actually could have stayed. That was a bit of a mistake, but it's a fairly cheap one. We absolutely do want to put in a foundry here to help produce these base metals, so that'll be wonderful. And then, of course, we can get some mills going in here and just other buildings. This here, of course, is going to require a Freeman district. And with 90% there, we're not going to pay to replenish that stockpile, unfortunately. Maybe we should have had the manpower do it. Okay, so as we can see, they are not going to be able to win this. Under no circumstances is this going to be a victory for them. So that looks great, and ticking war score is currently there, but it'll switch around eventually. Cool. So we're going to put in a slave trader and some taverns. Of course, we're going to need a couple of forums, and then that Freeman district that I shouldn't have deleted. Okay, there we go. So that sounds great there. Now, we could head out this direction, and I'm going to put in the Freeman district here, and then we'll put in a tax office, so we'll get that done for now. Okay, now we've got this location. So this produces hemp. That is slave happiness. We're definitely delighted to have slave happiness. We'll get a foundry going there. Checking in on the status of this siege, we're currently at 7%. Now 28. Okay, that's progressing nicely. Wonderful. So we need to come back over here, of course, and get some mills queued up. And then we're going to go for 3 slave traders and 3 taverns, and that should max out this city. For now, anyway. So that'll be absolutely wonderful. Then we are, of course, going to head up this direction, where there's a number of these that we haven't worked on yet. Okay. So, from here, of course, we're going to grab 3 slave traders and a tavern. As soon as we have the money, we'll grab 2 more taverns. There we go. Now we're waiting for the autosave. There we go. Beautiful. So that is all done for the time being. This is a city here, but that is finished, so that looks okay. We've got a city here. This is already partially set up, looks like by us. Okay, cool. We would just need a slave trader and a pair of taverns for right now. The siege over here is 1. So now we're going to come down and fight them. This should all auto-cap, and this should be over very quickly. Cool. So we'll win this battle very easily. We do need a new martial perk. That will be military values, which is actually pretty decent. Yeah, flog this guy for stealing our 50 gold. What a jerk. Okay, so we didn't completely stack wipe them, but that's not shocking. If we come back up over here, if this is where they're retreating to, we'll stack wipe them, but I don't think it is. We're not controlling all of this territory, are we? This is their capital. And that's all one state. Why isn't this auto-capped? We do have a minor addendum here, so definitely 6 stability is good. Why didn't this cap? That's kind of wild. I don't know why this didn't cap. Regardless, we'll cap it, and then we'll end this war. This should have auto-capped, though. And I truly, truly don't understand why it didn't. Very strange. We control the fort, and we control the capital. Well, they're not capable of capping down here, so let's just bring this to an end. Okay, so this is going to go to us. Right. So we're going to have to flip all of these over to Gera. And unfortunately, that means that we're going to have to do the same down here. So that means that we're going to have to walk this direction, flip all of these manually over to Gera, which is slightly irritating, and then just give them over. So it'll be something kind of like this. Cool. All I want to do here is crush the rebellion. So this is fine, but it's definitely mildly tedious. Okay, there we go. So now we're going to have to potentially walk down to here because this is occupied by us, but there's an occupation happening here, even though they're not making progress. Can we flip this? Oh, we can, through the province view. Okay, good. So then we can sue for peace. That goes to Gera. and we end it like that. Okay, beautiful. So now we'll disband these mercs. They are no longer necessary, and we can come back up over this way, of course. So we can head in here. This is maxed for the moment. Any other cities up here? No. Okay, so we've got a city here, conveniently located next to this volcano, and this one's already partially set up for sure. We can get a couple of forums and a Freeman district. Here, we produce wood. It's not the best, but it's not the worst either. Just something like that. There we go. Cool. So there's that all set up, and then we would head up this direction. So there's a city here, and there's a fort there. I think we'll keep that fort. It's a strategic location. I think that is reasonably fine. But we can get rid of the noble districts, no doubt about that, and then put in a foundry here, and then mills, and then a couple of slave traders, something like that. So that'll be fine for now. Then we've got these two locations here. Does this have a city in it? It does, right here. Okay, cool. So that's absolutely fine. We produce earthenware here. Sure. These buildings seem like they're fine. I'm not concerned about that. Okay, so that puts us at 11 of 12, and then we just put in a forum, something like this. So then we've got Camisa here, where we produce leather. Okay. Well, Freeman and Slave City is definitely the way to go. No doubt about that. I'm actually kind of surprised that this is a city. I guess I see a building there when I zoom way, way in. Sure. Okay, so let's go ahead and put in our foundry here. And of course, we're going to need to build everything else up eventually as well. We can see we're up to 410 income right now. Did we get these guys drilling again? We did. Okay, so our income has come up a fair amount in the last little while here. It's come up like 15-ish, something like that, 15 per month. It's not bad. It does fluctuate around, of course, so that is definitely something to consider. We do want to get ourselves a pair of additional mills. There we go. And I don't think this aqueduct is necessary for the time being. There we go. And we can max out that city just like that. So here we produce earthenware. Same story as like all of these other cities pretty much. So that is absolutely fine. We do have a city here, and this is a city up this way as well. Cool. So there's only a couple of cities left up that way. Let's get a foundry going here. And queue up a couple of mills here. But we are going to need additional gold. Wonderful. So there's not too much going on right now. And that's a good thing. We want our aggressive expansion to be going down right now. So that is absolutely wonderful. Let's grab a mill. And one more slave trader is going to be necessary here. And of course, we'll need a couple taverns. Only two, though. So we should be able to get that on this next month tick. Get this guy fully maxed out. There we go. And then we would come up over to this city. Okay, so this produces cloth. We currently already have a citizen district here. And we also have a noble district here. Okay. Do we care about the port? To be honest, kind of no. I kind of don't care about this port here. Let's get rid of the aqueduct. Get rid of the... sure, this guy can join. Get rid of the forum here. Get rid of the Freeman district. Get rid of the tavern. And get rid of the commercial district. And we would put in some noble districts. A couple of citizen districts. Ruling does indeed require more dignity. And then we would put in Court of Laws. There we go. And then an academy. So for now, that'll be good. We do need a governor for Syria, and we have a scorned family. So that would end up meaning someone. This guy. Sure, you'll do. Okay, that sounds great. Back up over here. Steppe horses. Okay. I mean, we don't use horse archers, so that's not going to be that big of a deal. It's fine. We do not need the Court of Law here. We do not need the port. Both of those can go away. And we're going to get these mills built up right about now. There we go. Okay, so now we need to get a couple of slave traders in here, and then we'll be done with this little branch up this direction. And we're very, very close to being done with getting all of these, at least first pass, done. But some of these cities are still going to require a first pass because we didn't have the loyalty. So that is definitely something to consider as we go forward here. But this is very, very good progress. We're making rapid progress through this area. Okay, so next up would be here. This is already pretty well set up. We would need a forum, and then a pair of Freeman districts. Cool. Here, similar story. Already pretty well set up. So that looks great. We are still needing some additional relatively significant expenditure, but not huge up this direction. There we go. So there's those all done. Wonderful. Next up would be Tiantis here, and this is also pretty decent. No major issue there. Do we have any colonizable territories? Actually, we do. And we should colonize this. No doubt about that. Yeah, the button is there. Cool. Okay, get that done. Wonderful. So, back over this direction, we know that we're going to need a trio of forums here, and then a single Freeman district is the next target here. Okay, we can call down an Omen, and that is, of course, going to be Esther. There we go. That unintegrated culture group happiness and 5 conversions is too good. Can't pass it up. So we're still going to need a Freeman district here, and that is now done. Wonderful. So next up would be like this city here. That's already complete. Here we would need a tax office, and that's it. Nice. Down this direction, this is partially set up. We definitely need a few additional buildings here. So let's get a forum and then a Freeman district. There we go. That looks great. This is a settlement here. So next would be this city. Forums, or not forums, taverns is what we need. We'll get a couple of those going. Prosperity. Excellent. I'm going to take the stability out of that, actually. That'll be absolutely wonderful for us. So next we've got a city here, of course, and this is only going to require a pair of tax offices. Okay. This city is good to go. Nothing needing to be done there. Out here, this is not actually a city. This is a city, though, and we would need a forum. Cool. So Iconion would be next. This actually needs a fair number of buildings, but it's too disloyal. So no ability to do that there. Okay. Same here. This is actually too disloyal to construct in out over this way. It's a little sad, but it is what it is. And this is too disloyal as well. Okay. So down over here, this is plenty loyal. And we would absolutely put in a tax office. Tutor needed. Okay, whatever. And then we would put in a pair of Freeman districts here. Actually, only one. And a tax office. No. A tavern. There we go. So, down this direction, huh? Tax office. We're definitely making our way through this because this area was previously developed. So, that is definitely going to go much more quickly. So, here we would need a Freeman district. Here we would need a forum. This city we would need a pair of Freeman districts in. There we go. This city would require a slave trader and then a tavern. Cool. This city is undeveloped. In fact, it's not even in our territory. We would need to colonize that. So that is not an option at this moment. We would put in a tavern here, a pair of forums. We have a granary? Get rid of that. And we could also get rid of this port, and we could put in an additional forum and a Freeman district. That sounds good. This city here, of course, we would need a pair of forums in. This city, what do we need? We would need a tavern. I'm going to get rid of this port, and we're going to put in a forum. In fact, 3 of them. And we're going to put in a Freeman district. Excellent. Okay. So we're getting very, very close to being through this over here, of course. This is going to be a forum. Excellent. This city here is going to be a number of buildings, actually. We're going to need a tavern, and then we're going to need 2 forums. There we go. Oh, this needs quite a lot, though. 6 buildings needed here. Okay, so a tavern would go in. I'm going to keep this port. That's kind of distant from the next furthest port, so that's okay. We'll keep that. We'll put in a trio of forums and then a pair of freeman districts. Excellent. And we did get an invention. So let's grab, at this point, paymasters. Wonderful. Okay. You can see now we're up to 452 income. Paymasters is going to help a lot, 5% reduction on our Legion costs, so that is phenomenal. And then we're done with Anatolia over here. Our Anatolian holdings are complete. So we can check in on Cyprus, and we can grab, say, a tax office here. Nothing here. Nothing here. That's fine. And then out over this direction, this is not our territory. Okay. So on Crete, we can think about taking simply a tax office. What else do we need out here? Now this is good to go, and here we would need a tax office. Cool. In Naxos, we need a tax office. This is not a city out over here. Yeah, these are not cities. This is a city here, though. So we would absolutely want to put in a pair of freeman districts, actually. Okay, and then we can just check in on Greece, and we're pretty much done at that point. We've gone through the entirety. So that sounds really, really good. Let's put in a forum here. Autonomy. No, I'm going to take the gold. And we're going to build some freeman districts. Cool. Here we will need a tax office, and that's it. In Argos, we will need a pair of freeman districts and a pair of tax offices. Wonderful. What else do we need here? A forum would be good. We would need... Okay, this needs everything. So this is going to be a fairly large investment. Let's get that foundry going, and then we can come back to it. Here we would need a forum. This is also going to be a, not a huge investment, but a semi-large one. Okay, let's get that done. Cool. So we're going to need a little bit more over here as well. We're going to need forum and a freeman district. Just waiting on the gold for that. Eventually that'll happen. I thought we were a little bit more developed in Greece than apparently we were. We wanted this. There we go. Cool. In Megalopolis, we are pretty good. Yep. No need for anything there. And then we've got this city here. All we need here is a trio of freeman districts and then a tax office. So let's just wait for the month tick, which is right now. And there we go. And then all we should need is this. And all we need here is a trio of freeman districts and a tax office. Okay. And then, of course, we've got this city here. Followers of the Risen Lord, huh? I guess it is 31 CE. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Okay. So, Christianity exists now. That's spooky. We'll see what happens with that. So we need these 3 freeman districts, and then we need this tax office. So we just need to wait for the gold for this tax office. Any moment now. Right about now. Excellent. Okay, and then, of course, we've got this. So we need to get a couple of mills going. We're going to need to wait for a little bit more gold here, but we'll be able to get this done. I want to get this done this episode. Like, I want it done right now. I want to be done with this project, and then we can start using the macro builder to determine where we have building slots available and go through it this way. Which, we have building slots available in a lot of places right now, but we will get there. We'll prune those down, for sure. Okay, we just need one more month tick, and then this is going to be done. So it is also going to be the end of the episode, so that is going to be fine. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings. We have a military tradition, but... Oh, we now have access to some of these traditions here? No, I don't think so. Hang on. I don't think there is a military tradition that we have access to. Pretty certain that we don't have access to any of these. And these are all maxed out. So I think this is fake. But as I was saying, you can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings. And a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Andy Magar, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Xenocyte, Hiro Marutsu, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.